Good evening. So, in doing these videos, I gotta be honest, I pay very little attention to how many people watch them. I know it's not that many. I'm always happy to see comments from people. When I had the idea for this a couple of days ago, I gotta be honest, I do hope someone gets something from this because I think I'm taking one for the team. And to explain, in Lidl, in one of their beer festivals a couple of years ago, 71 Brewing's Luminous Nights cropped up. It's an outstanding double IPA, 7.4%. Really nice New England style drink with tropical notes. And over the last few months, maybe 5 months, just before Christmas, I'm thinking, this all of a sudden popped up in Lidl and it's been available ever since. Well, I was in Lidl the other day and this one's been in my fridge for a couple of weeks. And I noticed 71 Brewing's Luminous Nights. Completely different can art. And something interesting cropped up on the can. Because this is 7.4%, this is 7.4%. So thinking it's the same beer. But on here, it's Kveik Double IPA, which is a different kind of yeast. It's used to brew beer really quickly. And I can't see anywhere on the old Luminous Nights any mention of Kveik. So I'm wondering, you'll obviously know where I'm going with this, is it the same beer? Has the beer changed? So, 2 cans of 7.4% beer is why I'm taking one for the team, because obviously I do a tasting, review it, and as long as it's good, I'll drink the lot. What I'm going to have to do, therefore, is drink 2 strong beers. What you do notice with Luminous Nights recently, this one, God, lovely aroma comes off it, real tropical note, smell it from here. What you notice is that this batch, in this can, is lively. Now, I checked the base of the cans, and this one is good until January 2025. This one is good until February 25. So they've been made a month apart. But like I say, I'm more keen to see has the recipe changed. Now, this one, developing a good head, but it's definitely not as insane as the other one. Although, well, having said that, it's kicking off now, isn't it? But there. And let's get more of this in. Looking at them, at first glance, they're completely identical. I mean, there is no difference. Now I'm going to have to remember which one's which. But the colour... Oh no, having said that, this one is definitely even hazier. This is hazy enough. This is hazier again. There is more in this, but this one is lighter. So I'm going to have to try and get a bit more into this one. They do look similar, but that one is definitely easier and a little bit darker, a little bit toffee-like. They are similar, but you can see the difference in the head straight away. So I think we probably are dealing with a recipe change. Now, because I was thinking, well, has this one been a Kveik Double IPA all along? And I've never noticed. I've had a few cans of it. I don't drink huge amounts of it because you can't. The 7.4%, but, well, we'll see how that goes. I'll try the new one first because this one's still crazy with their head. They might settle down a bit and allow me to get a bit more in, but let's see what we're getting. Tropical aroma, quite subtle. That seems to be more kind of like the citrusy end, grapefruit, tropical. This one has that, but it's more peachy and it's a little bit more dank. If you have these beers regularly, the New England IPAs, when I say dank, you'll know what I mean. And I think that's the Kveik yeast, that's the difference. Goodness knows, if they're the same beer now and I'm describing something different, please comment and make me look like the amateur that I am. But I do think that they're different beers. Albeit the differences are quite subtle. But I'm going to do a little test of the colour again. See if I imagined it. See if it was only as a result that there was more beer in there. No, I'm seeing it, without a doubt, this is a little bit lighter. This is thicker. This is hazier. I mean, this is hazy enough as it is, but that's even hazier. The head colour is slightly different as well. This has got a white head, whereas this is an off-white head. Right, I said I was going to try the new one first, didn't I? So rather than mess around. No, I do like Luminous Nights, and it's been absolutely wonderful that they've had it back in Lidl. And so this, if it is a new version, has got a lot to live up to, frankly. Be good health. Cheers. Okay. I'll reserve what I've got to say about that until I've had this. Yeah. Yeah, they're different. That's good. It's still... It's £2.19 for a can of that. And for £2.19, you're not going to get bottle shop beer, bottle shop quality beer. What you do get is really nice, citrusy, kind of, as I said, bit of stone fruit, bit of pineapple, but quite a bit of orangey kind of zest at the back end. Quite a bitter finish to this. And the bitter edge kicks in quite early. So it comes in almost halfway through. That's citrusy. It is nice. It's nice. This, however, is more subtle. It's almost the same flavour, but that's quicker. This is longer. This is smoother, and it's got a better aftertaste. It's got more of a tropical aftertaste. The aftertaste on that is quite harsh, citrusy. Really, I don't mind it at all. But I would say, for what you're getting in Lidl, that is the 9 out of 10 beer. But now that they've changed it, that's an 8 out of 10 beer. And particularly, you know, with 7.4%, it's weird that they both line up exactly the same ABV, but they are, for me anyway, they're tasting different. They're definitely tasting different. But it's almost as if you know, I'm trying to convince myself that they're not the same, because you don't want to feel stupid, right? But now we've got it all in. Try again. And it's ever such a subtle difference, but it's definitely there. It's definitely lighter, and it's definitely not quite as hazy. That is like really thick. Really thick. And you'll note that I've gone for 2 almost identical glasses as well, because I wanted to get it spot on. But with this, it's kind of like that toffee colour, consistent all the way around the edges, around the bottom. It doesn't light up. Whereas this allows more light through around the side, and it's the middle bit that looks like all of that. The head, like I said, is behaving slightly differently. And that was really stark on the head. That is slightly off-white, which is weird, considering that's the thicker beer. That is like a much whiter head, and you'd say that one's creamier. But really smooth mouthfeel. Lovely tropical flavours, subtle. And then the back end, the bitterness just creeps up. And then you get the bitterness coming now. The new Luminous Nights. Immediately more citrusy. Bitterness is more up front. It's only a subtle change, honestly. Whatever, I'm guessing it's just the change in the yeast. Maybe because it's popular, they need to brew it quicker. So they've gone with the Kveik yeast. But it's an example, and hopefully everything else is the same. If that's what it does, this is interesting for me on a learning curve as far as beers go, when one of my favourites changes. It hasn't changed for the better, for definite, but it didn't need to change for the better, that's for sure. They would have done well to make a better beer for that price. However, it's kind of like, I'll carry on buying it. It's still a really, really good beer, but it's a little step back. Little step back. You know, in this day and age, to have a beer as good as that for £2.19 a can in Lidl, it's no bad thing. Just going to have to remember this, as was, chalk it down to experience, and we move on. Well, I say move on. I've got these to tackle. It's hard life.